Events of magnitude of the scale of Jamboree demands uninterrupted communication services across arena with heavy crowd. On such occasions, have the ham radio provides a leverage over other communication devices in executing such events. Let's have an interview with the expert on ham radio.
We also have with us one of a dynamic personality, Mr. Ram Mohan sir, who is the director of National Institute of Amateur Radio. Sir, welcome you in the ham station and welcome you in the 18th National Jamboree. So, can you please introduce us about this ham station?
Yeah, a very warm welcome to all friends from Scouts and Guides who have joined the 18th National Jamboree. It is indeed a great pleasure and an honor for all of us to come and explain, demonstrate ham radio communication to all the Scouts who have gathered in this arena today. And we are here to explain how amateur radio, ham radio communication works and what are the different modes of communication that the Scouts can use, how to get the ham radio license and qualify the examination and get the license, and also use various kinds of wireless instruments like HF station, VHF station, UHF station, and use Morse code communication. So we are here to explain, demonstrate to all the Scouts and Guides who are assembled here in this arena.
Wow, that sounds so nice, sir. Sir, could you kindly introduce us to the range of different instruments used in this station?
We use a wide variety of communication stations. Basically, to start with, we use VHF communications for local areas, and we have high frequency communication to cover regional and global communications. We have set up a HF radio station here, especially to connect overseas stations and to propagate the idea of the 18th National Games. And for this, we have taken a special call sign from the Ministry of Communication. It is called the Alpha Tango 18 Bravo Sierra Golf. 8018 BSG is the special call sign assigned for this 18th National Jamboree station, and that will be used for the next 10 days to propagate the idea of scouting all over the world, and it will be operating from this location.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Sir, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, generally, the Scouts and Guides are coming to the 18th National Jamboree to enjoy the community, to culture, and making a world friendship, brotherhood. So, this is very helpful to improve their to know about the culture as well as to brotherhood, and they are sharing their ideas and everything to make a pen friendship. They are making more friendship. Likewise, they know about the culture also. The ham station is very helpful to sharing the knowledge as well as to their ideas to everyone. So here different states they are coming all over India as well as Asia Pacific region, world level they are coming to participate. So those peoples are also involved in this activity. Also they are they are enjoying the adventure activity also. Part of the every part they are enjoying. That ham station also one of the part of it. So they are enjoying the communication part of it. They know about the disaster management point of view, how to solve in case of any calamities like earthquake or any kind of disaster, how to manage the things, especially for the communication in case of failure of the normal tower failure or normal communication tower or antenna is a failure. So how to manage the things, they have to understand about this kind of setup. Here the NIR is very helpful to the arrangement of the equipment as well as the antenna, power supply, everything they are arranging. Also they explaining about the children to know about the basic things like Morse code and how to communicate, how to use the handy, how to use the VHF station, how to install the antenna HF station, everything they are helping. This is more helpful to the Bharat Scouts and Guides.
Wow, that sounds amazing that participants are getting so much of things to learn in this ham station. Sir, as you said that Morse code is also relevant with this ham radio. So can you please brief that how this Morse code is helping in the ham station?
Morse code has been used by wireless operators for a very long time now, and it is one of the first modes of communication that is used to send and receive messages. And even now, amateur radio operators continue to learn, practice, and use Morse code for sending and receiving messages over very long distances, and also where people don't have a common language communicating with or talking to. Morse code becomes the common language among radio operators, and you can use this sound language for sending all their messages from one station to another, and it uses very low power, so long distance communication becomes very much possible, and it is a very basic form of communication system easily used by anybody anywhere in the world.
Wow, amazing. Sir, can you please tell us about some of the Morse codes?
Yes, it is called as a telegraphic Morse code. Whenever our communication is not reached by the telephony, then telegraphic the signals are used. This is found by Mr. Morse Samuel. So this Morse code is nothing but a key. We are using Morse key, telegraph key used to make the combination of dot and dashes. That is nothing but a dit is a dot, da is nothing but a dash. The combinations of the dot and the dashes is independently and combined. It gives some meaningful method. So, in case of any failure of the telephonic communication, the telegraph communication is very useful. That time, this Morse code only useful. The Morse code is a basic thing to get the license also. According to the speed of the Morse code, we have to define the license also. We can go to the advanced stage. We have to the speed of the Morse code can be increased. To learn about the Morse code by means of the several practice only we have to understand. Especially for the signaling is the one of the proficiency batch in the our scouting. So they learn about the basic things from the signaling, and more about the electronics also involved in this hobby. So once the Morse code is known very well, they are able to go for continuous wave CW signal. They have to communicate from one place to another place. In any type of calamities also, this communication will reach to the world over to the everyone. So this method is used in all over the world, not only for the scouting. This is used for all type of communication. This Morse code is very useful to complete the communication.
Thank you, sir. Morse code is also there in the syllabus for scouts and guides, so it will also help them to gain knowledge about the Morse code as they come in the ham station. Sir, what are your views on the importance of ham radio in executing an event as prodigious as the 18th National Jamboree? This is the largest gathering for the Bharat Scouts and Guides, as we know that more than 35,000 participants is here. So in this event, what is the importance of a ham radio and how that can be executed in such a big event?
Uh, Definitely, ham radio becomes an integral part of any large event like the 18th National Jamboree, where you have large number of people from different states and different cultures joining, and communication really becomes a very important factor for managing and organizing this kind of events. So the idea of using ham radio is not only to propagate the concepts of communication, but also use this form of communication while organizing an event such as this. And various departments who are involved into organizing this event use different forms of communication. One of them can be ham radio, which is easy to transfer information from, be it point to point or point to multi-point. When the information has to be passed on in organizing the event, the ham radio helps in relaying the messages or sending out the message to the other organizing teams to spread the message very quickly becomes very, very efficient. And unlike telephone, this does not require any tower or any intermediary. They communicate directly from point to point or point to multi-point. So everybody gets the same message at the same time. So you have greater efficiency in organizing whenever there is a large gatherings or when more people are involved. Wireless communication becomes very handy in organizing the events, and more so when you have a special event call sign and trying to propagate the idea of this event to people outside the state and also elsewhere in the world. The special event call sign attracts a lot of people to talk to people and try to learn what is happening in this arena. Many people outside this arena may not know what is happening at the 18th National Jamboree. So our special event station will propagate the ideas of the 18th National Jamboree and tell the people the kind of activities that are happening, the kind of people that have come in, and if they want to use it, they can use it to connect with their people in their countries, their regions, and talk about what they have experienced in this National Jamboree. These are the various ideas where we can use ham radio for organizing these kind of events.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what are your thoughts on this?
Generally, we discussed about the communication part in 18th National Jamboree. It is the so many phases are involved in the 18th National Jamboree, like scout wing and guide wing. You know very well. Here, other than that, all more facilities are available. Arena and medical facilities, emergency for fire, everything is there. So, in case of any emergency, the communication will fulfilled by the ham radio. We are having 2-meter band also handy, also having, and VHF setup also we are having. So there is no failure of the communication between to the one department to another department. In case of any electricity failures, that also we are able to communicate to fulfill the that task. Also, we are scattering the more area, more activities are involved. So that time our the contingent leaders and the in charges having the handy. So in the meantime, there is no communication gap between the in between the head and the concerned people. So the communication is fulfilled. And one more thing, if you are going to meet and talk now, it is very huge and there is no possible to cover all the area by walk. There is all places are scattered from the one area to another area. So this communication is the shorten and easy to communicate very well manner. So we have to complete the communication in by using the ham radio. Also the any missing thing or to cover the activity. So by using the ham radio, we are going to fulfill. So this is very helpful to the masters and the department head and contingent leaders as well as the children. Scout and guides also using this hobby to enjoy the activity by means of the amateur radio adventure activity point of view.
Wow, that's so nice, sir. Sir, what are the methods of operation associated with the ham radio?
There are different operating systems that are available. One we think for local communication, we call it VHF walkie-talkie equipment. If we want to do it for a little longer distance, we have base station communication. The same thing is also available for mobile if you want to put the same systems into a car and try to operate. And then we have a fixed HF station that can communicate from regional areas, and also long distance or even global communication is possible on the HF communications. And likewise, so you have satellite and space communication also possible. and there are different modes of wireless communication also. One, we use international Morse code while signaling dots and dashes. So Morse code telegraphy can be used for communication. We can use like telephony, like what we use in the normal telephone communications. We can also use digital communications, type in letters and send messages. We can send mails from one section to another, one ham to another ham, or one ham to another email. So email communication also becomes possible using ham radio. And the most important part of using this ham radio is it's absolutely free. We don't pay anything to anyone. This is one form of communication as a hobby, as a technical activity. The permission is given to a licensed amateur radio operator to use the services of ham station for free without paying anything to anyone. And it is also used in part of disaster management if it's so required, to provide emergency communications at any point. So ham radio systems can be used, and that is the whole reason why ham radio has become an integral part of scout and guide activity now.
Wow, that's so nice, sir. So, how significant is the ham radio in ensuring uninterrupted communication across event areas with heavy crowd?
The advantage of amateur radio is that it does not depend on any intermediary communication. It is always point to point or point to multi-point. If there are 10 people operating on a particular frequency, all 10 people can discuss their issues at the same time with each other, and it is open to all. And if we want to talk to another person on a particular frequency, we can send the same information over the radio directly to the other person. So there will be no delay in sending any messages or information, and it is always a continuous form of communication, and it is not dependent on any particular power source. So they operate on a battery, so they are totally independent, and they are continuous form of communication, so there are no interruptions in this particular case. So it helps us sending the messages from one place to another place without any difficulty. So that is why it is more advantageous in using in a large areas and gatherings, and also in areas where network communication is not very good, like what we have experienced here. So telephone communications are very poor and scarce. So reaching out to different areas in a large area of about 15-20 acres right now is very, very difficult. So using this form of wireless communication comes in very handy in organizing different sections of activities.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what are your thoughts on this? That how this ham radio is ensuring uninterrupted communication across event areas with heavy crowd?
Especially in ham radio, we are having a special antenna like inverted V antenna for the HF station, and our diamond beam antenna also we are having for the VHF station. So this will reach the entire area to fulfill the communication without any interruption. So that power is increased for the high level to reach the every nook and corner of the Jamboree. So we don't bother about the communication signal fading like that. The signal strength will reach to the every nook and corner of the Jamboree. So easy to communicate their messages as well as their thoughts to sharing the other people. One place to another place, we are having the handy also under VHF station, HF station with a very powerful antenna. So this will reach. And naturally the ionosphere is already situated around the world, so that waves are propagated through this communication to complete for the 100% fulfill the communication. So there is no fading. The signal is reached to the all over the world through the HF station. The local communication will fulfilled by the VHF station with 2 meter handy walkie-talkie like that. So there is no communication failure, as well as to enjoy the hobby through the students, like Scout and guides are enjoying the adventure activities.
Wow, that sounds amazing, sir. And one more question I have. What features of the ham radio gives it a leverage over other communication devices in executing major public events?
Uh, the major advantage or a leverage that it provides is like this is the only form of a communication system where you can communicate locally, regionally, nationally, globally, or to space. So there is no other communication systems that gives you such a flexible advantage of talking to people anywhere at any point in time. So amateur radio has this unique ability because it uses different spectrum for different mediums of communication or different types of communication. All are available in one particular package of amateur radio. So when we use something to talk locally or within the arena, we use walkie-talkies. If we want to talk long distance of, let's say, few tens of kilometers, we use base stations and send signals over tens of kilometers. If we are trying to talk to stations which are hundreds and thousands of kilometers away, we go for HF communication and try to do that. The same is for satellite and space communication also. So you have different kinds of spectrum available, and the systems are also independently available. They can be just across the table and we can connect it. It is only that a person has to know how to use different forms of communications for our advantage. The systems are already available and most of the walkie-talkies have these features. It is only that how we are able to use this for the best advantage of our official or otherwise requirements is only the criteria. The facilities are very much available here, and we can also provide all kinds of systems that are connected. Even connecting a computer to the radio can also be possible, and send digital images. We can send photographs, we can send text. All that is possible even with the existing setups what we have in the 18th National Jamboree here.
Sir, what are your thoughts on this?
On behalf of Bharat Scouts and Guides, the National Director and the National Commissioner and the Jamboree Officer, Mr. Amar Chaudhary sir, giving this opportunity to organize this type of ham station to complete the adventure base as well as to sharing the knowledge to the Scout and Guides to improve the ham station, ham operation by means of giving the trainings. The national headquarters already planning to give the training. Already it is given with the help of National Institute of Amateur Radio, and local ham stations are very helpful to complete the trainings to get the license as well as to improve their grades from general grade to normal grade. Like that it is very helpful. Only the thing is the training will be reached to the all Scout and Guides, then only they are getting the license to operate this type of ham station. Especially for the Bharat Scouts and Guides arranged the regional wise, having the HF station distributed the east, west, north and south also to complete the ham radio communication, to develop the ham trainings and ham licenses, how to become a ham, everything it is fulfilled by the national headquarters, arranged the trainings as well as the classes, exams is conducted through the WPC, Wireless Planning Commission and Ministry of Communication. So through the exam they are getting the license to operate the ham, to become a ham. So to leverage under the development point of view, that can be reached to the all over the state of the India. Then only the every one of the participant will come forward to the ham and to become a ham, to more hams to involve in the ham station activities. It is very helpful to the community as well as to the public in case of any disaster management or in case of any emergency. They are the social responsibility to the everyone.
Wow, that's great. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much to both of you for sharing so much information with us regarding the ham station. It will be definitely helpful for all the scouts and guides, not only of India but also across the world, as we will be telecasting the same. So, now let's go to introduce the instruments that are used in ham radio.
Now you are seeing the about the communication between the Nepal state to Chhattisgarh. They are enjoying the guides how to communicate, how they are sharing about their culture, their knowledge, what is their hobby, everything they are sharing. They are enjoying also. Really, they are enjoying the amateur base station like Ham station. They are enjoying other adventure activity also. Thank you. ये हम रेडियो है, इसको हम रेडियो बोलते हैं। और मनी डिजास्टर कभी बाढ़ आए तूफान आए इसको हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं। ये 5 फुट 50 फीट की बात कर सकते हैं और हमारे पास एचएफ है जिससे हम ऑल वर्ड कम्युनिकेशन कर सकते हैं। तो ये स्काउट्स के डेयरिंग रोवर है जिससे हम बात करेंगे, ठीक है। तो ये हम रेडियो आपका स्काउटिंग के अंदर छोटा प्रोग्राम होता है, उसमें हम इसको यूज़ करेंगे। कभी बाढ़ आए तूफान आए भूकंप आए उस टाइम हम इसको यूज़ करते हैं। कैसे यूज़ करते हैं आपको बता रहे हैं। स्काउटिंग में नेशनल हेडक्वार्टर दिल्ली के अंदर इसका कोर्स होता है। आप अपने स्काउट माइंड से किसी से बोलिए आप हमारा हेड कोर्स कराइए, आप कोर्स कर सकते हैं। तो कैसे इसको बात करेंगे, ये कुछ तो हो गया, ठीक है। जब भी बात करेंगे इसको तब आप बात करेंगे, जब आपकी बात पूरी हो जाए ओवर बोल देंगे, इसको छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है। आप भी वही करेंगे, ये कुछ तो टॉक है। जब जब वो ओवर बोल देंगे तब आप इसको दबा के मिक्स करके और अपना बात बोलेंगे और ओवर बोलेंगे। जैसे मान लो दवाई बोलिए, अपना नाम बोलिए, जोर से बोलिए, आप छोड़ दीजिए। हाँ हाँ, उसे छोड़ दीजिए, आप बात जोर से बोलिए। ऑपरेटर चाहिए, आप ठीक है ना। हम इसे इमरजेंसी में बात करते हैं, जब इसको करेंगे बात करेंगे, बात करके हो जाए और फिर ओवर बोल देंगे और छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है। आप भी पुश टू टॉक है, पुश करके हम बात करेंगे, दबा के बात करेंगे और जब बात पूरी हो जाएगी तो ओवर बोलेंगे, फिर इसको रिलीज करेंगे, छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है। पहले कौन करेगा, जब आप हाँ जी आप बोले, पूछो इनसे हॉबी क्या करते हैं, इसको मैं पूछो। हाँ जोर से बोलो, जोर से बोलो। Today we are gathering for the National 18 Jamboree to explain about the ham station, how to establish, how to install the antenna,
how to become a ham through the ham license, how to get the examination pass, and subject wise they have to learning the about the operation of the ham station. So here the establish of the contact by through QSO, through the PHF station and HF station and handy also. They are using by handy 2-meter band. Here these type of equipments are very essential to communicate from one place to another place by means of to develop the world friendship, especially in the our Bharat Scouts and Guides. Here we are having the special call sign Alpha Tango number 1, number 8, Bravo Sierra Golf, that is 8T18BSG. This is the special call sign we are having through NIR, National Institute of Amateur Radio. So the BSG is very helpful to arrange this type of ham station. The ham station is very helpful to the make the friendship for the world level as well as to all over the India. The peoples coming from the all over every nook and corner of the India, they are sharing the knowledge as well as their hobby, what are their knowledge sharing, also they have to culture also they are sharing. So they are happy about the ham operation also. They are enjoying about the adventure based activity also. Here we are equipped with the well equipped with handset and mobile set as well as VHF station, HF station installed due to the local communication and very local communication nearby and world level communication also it is performed through the high level antenna and medium level antenna and lower level antenna. The mobile also we are having with help of the mobile communication also it is performed through the mobile antenna and mobile hand station. So here this is performed through our volunteers as well as our ham available with our colleagues. I am giving introduction to himself. Please sir. आपका इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए.
सुभाष चंद्र रावत, कॉल साइन BU2RWG, दिल्ली से हूँ और दिल्ली में अभी प्रिंसिपल से रिटायर हुआ हूँ 2021 में सर्विस पूरी करने के बाद में. और ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि हम इस भारत स्काउट गाइड से जुड़े और इसकी वजह से शायद इंडिया में किसी भी जगह स्कूल के अंदर किसी भी स्कूल में छोटा छोटी नहीं होता है. वो मैं पिछले 5 साल से अपने स्कूल में SBB नारायणा में करता रहा हूँ और वहाँ परमानेंट हमने सेटअप किया हुआ है. तो ये हमारे बच्चे को कोर्स भी हमने हेम का कोर्स कराया है, उनको लाइसेंस भी दिलाए हैं और वो बच्चे बड़े एक्टिवली वहाँ पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. और ये एक बहुत बड़ा बच्चों के लिए क्या हमारी कंट्री के लिए अगर हम बच्चे कोर्स कर लेते हैं तो इनके लिए और हमारी कंट्री के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा लाभदायक होगा.
हम लोग उड़ीसा से आते हैं और हमारा जो क्लब है वो है उड़ीसा हैम्स क्लब. भारत स्काउट गाइड से जुड़े हुए हमको मैं कॉप से शुरू किया, खुद का कॉप से शुरू किया, देन स्काउट से रोवर से अभी SM बन के स्काउट मास्टर बन के मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमिश्नर हूँ पूरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट से. हम लोगों का खुद का हैम क्लब है. हम पूरे उड़ीसा में बच्चों को एजुकेटेड कराते हैं हैम के बारे में कि कैसे आगे चल के ये हैम कोर्स में आएँ. 12 साल से ऊपर होने के बाद उनके पेरेंट्स को बिठा के बात कराते हैं. और उड़ीसा हैम्स क्लब इज़ ए यूनिक क्लब इन उड़ीसा जो BSG के सारे रोवर्स, बहुत सारे रोवर्स, नॉन स्काउट्स वो मिला के हम उसको किए हैं. उसमें से हमेशा ज़्यादा हमारा जो साइक्लोन प्रोन एरिया है उड़ीसा में हर साल में 2 बार साइक्लोन आता है. उसमें पिछले 8 साल से हम लोग निरंतर काम कर रहे हैं हैम रेडियो को लेके. अभी BSG NHQ के तरफ से इन्विटेशन मिला कि 18th जम्बोरी में आपको आके सर्विस देना है. तो हमने भी पूरा सामान लेके इधर आया, अपना सेटअप वाकी टकी वगैरह लेके आए ताकि बच्चों को सहूलियत हो सके और ऑर्गेनाइज़र के हिसाब से NHQ को सहूलियत हो सके. आगे चल के ये जम्बोरी 100% सक्सेस हो उसके लिए भी हम लोग निरंतर काम कर रहे हैं.
In Bharat Scouts and Guides from Bachpan se, that means in school aging, I am introduced in the technical activity, electronics, communication, Morse code activity, and very interested in the ham activity. Now I am getting the grade 1 license from the Ministry of Communication, WPC wing. The Bharat Scouts and Guides is helping to give the training and I got the license from the ministry, and I am conducted the Jota Jamboree on the year in every October third week. The every one of the stations from DX stations like Australia, Japan, America, everyone is conducted through the ham station. So well equipped ham station, HF station we are having. So automatically we are conducting the Jota Jamboree on the air and Jamboree on the internet we are conducting with the help of national headquarters, state headquarters, district headquarters, and the local ham stations are very helping to us to spread over the ham hobby to reach to the every one of the students. In school level, we are conducting the Jota program in every year. They are enjoying to sharing the world friendship to develop their skills and sharing the culture and hobby also. Here, professionally, I am working as a project manager in Mumbai Port Trust, and I am working in a shipyard, dockyard. So I am near with the sea profession only. So the Sea Scout itself also, the ham radio is very helpful for the communication purpose. So we are developing the Sea Scout, Air Scout and Land Scout. So the ham is the common equipment to develop the communication point of view. The national headquarters is very helping to develop the skill by means of the conducting the training and issue the license and conduct the exam also. So the scout and guides are utilized this service to get the license to develop their activity like ham activity. So it is a very helpful one. In Jamboree also we are utilizing their service like to make a communication media like using antenna and like using handset, walkie-talkie and base station and power supply, everything arranged in on behalf of Bharat Scouts and Guides. So that is very helpful to develop their skills also, as well as the proficiency batch also covering signaling, electronics, communication, everything also it is covered in their syllabus also. So the ham, especially the ham itself, radio scouting batch also available in international level. Those who are participate in the Jota program, they are getting the international level certificate also. That is also issued on behalf of national headquarters. So thank you for this better opportunity provided by the national headquarters to participate in the 18th National Jamboree. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर। द वॉइस ऑफ जम्बूरी और पूरी टीम की तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Okay. Thank you.
नमस्कार, मैं अंजलि यादव वॉइस ऑफ जम्बूरी से आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ 18 नेशनल जम्बूरी ऑफ भारत स्काउट्स एंड गाइड्स। मैं इस वक्त जम्बूरी ग्राउंड के एसडीजी हब में विलेज में हूँ और एचएएम के यहाँ पे बच्चे लोग हैं। इनसे हम बात करते हैं कि ये गाइड्स कहाँ से आए हैं और इनका कैसा अनुभव रहा है यहाँ के गतिविधि को लेकर के। आप लोग कहाँ से आए हुए हैं? वेस्ट बंगाल दार्जिलिंग से आए हैं। आप लोगों को कैसा लग रहा है यहाँ के राजस्थान जम्बूरी में?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
अच्छा लग रहा है बहुत। यहाँ पर आपने हैम रेडियो में क्या सीखा? यहाँ पर आप लोग कितने टाइम से हैं हैम रेडियो में सीख रहे थे, कैसा सीख रहे हैं?
बहुत अच्छा। हम लोग अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहे थे और
हैम रेडियो से 1 to 15 किलोमीटर तक का कम्युनिकेशन हो सकता है। जब ऐसा बहुत स्टॉर्म्स आता है और ऐसा बहुत नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम होता है तब ये हैम रेडियो बहुत काम आता है। सर ने बोला था हमें, और स्काउटिंग गाइडिंग में तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, इसलिए हमने बहुत कुछ सीखा है हैम रेडियो से भी, और इसके थ्रू हम बहुत अच्छी तरह से कम्युनिकेट 1 to 15 किलोमीटर कर सकते हैं।
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच।